Okay, I admit it, I'm a latecomer to meditation, much to Cheryl's constant frustration. This was her space where she flourished and she inspired. But I have a toe in the water now, and after decades of conversation with Cheryl, I finally get it, or at least some of it. I'm beginning to understand the language she spoke and the habits of mind she encouraged. Just recently, I learned the Sanskrit word shunyata, which translates as the void. It represents emptiness, before thought or formation of any kind, a space where infinite potential swirls, potential for all that ever was, all that is, and all that might be. Now, admittedly, I'm still pondering this whole idea, but I can almost see it. Because Cheryl not only saw it, she spent much of her time living in this space of pure potential. She framed life's challenges as opportunities, and from that perspective, she would meditate and soar off to joyfully hang out in shunyata, opening her heart fully and inviting the divine to play. It rarely failed. She would return with eyes glittering, a gaze I'm sure you'll all agree was impossible to forget. She'd spin out her inspirations, share her boundless enthusiasm, and gather us together to get to work, building better, more just, and promising days ahead. I've been trying to pick out a single Cheryl Beckett story to illustrate all this, and that's not easy. I have so many. Just the latest being this wonderful Sage and Sassy Sisterhood, a group of aging women evolving together over the past few years. But I think the story that stands out for me is the audacious tent of Abraham, Hagar, and Sarah, known as ToAHS to participants. This was interspirituality at its finest in Fort Collins. For more than 7 years, we gathered monthly, often at Cheryl's beloved Geller Center or her home at a place for peace. And for a couple hours each month, we would God wrestle. Christians, Jews, Muslims, unaffiliated, even skeptics. We could be polite at times, other times we would pose difficult questions, and from time to time, we might even get up in each other's faces. We enjoyed sojourns to multiple faith communities locally and celebrated Ramadan, World Communion Sunday, Shabbat Teshuvah, and Passover together. We listened compassionately to heated debate and tried to come to terms with outbreaks of deadly violence in the world. And too often, we mourned together for lives lost on all sides. And through it all, we built a foundation of trust and durable bonds of friendship. Around year 5, we wanted to bring our story to the community, and our intention gave rise to Blood Bonds, a ToAHS-sponsored blood drive dedicated to giving blood, not shedding it. What you're watching is a look back on the birth of the idea, starting the minute Poudre Valley Hospital parked the Garth England bloodmobile in the driveway of a place for peace, and donors from faith communities across Fort Collins lined up to donate blood for the well-being of all. These friends and neighbors came together not just to pray for peace or to talk about peace, but to embody peace. Somewhere in the ether of Shunyata, the intrepid team of ToAHS volunteers sensed potential for unity in our diversity. And with visionaries like Cheryl Beckett, we gave life to the idea. Cheryl delighted in this vision and in the effort needed to make it so. She is one of the few people I ever met who had an intimate relationship with the pure power of creation. When she aligned her imagination with the intimate potential of the universe, the woman was unstoppable. It has been my great privilege to witness this force in action, to be Cheryl's friend and co-conspirator in ToAHS and all sorts of mischief over the years, and to dance for a short while down the road of eternity. I will miss her companionship more than these few words can express, but I have a strong feeling I'll meet up with her again, one way or the other, in Shunyata.